All right, welcome to the market wrap up with JDMO. It's Friday, November 20th, 2020, a little bit after 7 p.m. Central. And 2020 is the year of COVID. My counterpart, partner in my partner in cash, my partner in the market, Mo Jax. What's good, Mo?
What's happening, my brother? How you doing?
Making it, man, making it.
Yeah, man. Thugging in
So
these streets. These
yeah,
markets
man.
ugly.
It you know what's crazy? I had a last 2 weeks have been outstanding, uh, kind of discipline wise. And today I wasn't in there. You and I weren't in there together, which I mean, that's cool. But I saw a lot of opportunities. And the only problem is my personality. I'm quick. I'm quick. Is it good. You're quick on your feet, quick on your feet. Quick on, now go back outside, make sure something don't transpire. I was waiting for something to transpire, man, in the markets. And every time I looked on the screen, my setups were popping. And I don't have, I mean, see the way my bank account works, Mo, I don't need to take 16 trades in a day, man. I'd rather trade one really pristine chart, one setup, and sit back like Mo Jackson. What are your thoughts on trading all the time, nonstop, high volume trades? And we're as a retail trader with the average size account. And when I say average, it's relative because when I listen to stories and books, gentleman said he had a modest beginning and started off with a small account with an $80,000 account. That's a smaller. That's a life. That's family. That's family changing during, especially during pandemic time. So give me
And
your
look,
take on that, man.
now it's interesting you say that because even as a seasoned trader, that's still something that I work with, and like at least fighting over trading, getting in to a good trade and getting out and seeing something and jumping back in and getting in and out. Like, it's for
Right.
me, my best trades are when it's, one or two really good setups from companies that I've researched, and it's a nice swing trade that's going to last 2 or 3 days. And, I see it, spot it, plan it, and then, go do something else and wait for it to grow.
That's your most relaxing time when I talk to you in the market. I say, hey
Mhm.
man, what you in today? Oh, I'm just, hey
And
man,
I'm
I'm
just
I'm,
I'm
I'm watching
holding.
stuff. I'm waiting for, it's setting up just like we
Just
got it. I'm like,
hey,
boy.
just sitting.
And I've been calling myself a swing trader all these years, brother. Straight up, my personality is set for active trading, but my setups protect me as a swing trader. Uh, Today, guys, and I want to mention something. I call this the GTD Tommy Education Corner. And I know y'all know what GTD stands for from Martin. If you're a fan, I'm a big fan. Guys, investment time horizon is paramount. Uh, I know we have a lot of young investors, a lot of new investors, a lot of families, and you don't have time to actively trade something. And a lot of times we'll get you get that tip, you get the hot tip, Mo, and bam, I'm not going to throw Genius under the bus because when I did look up Genius again, and Genius had so much institutional support. BlackRock was in that thing, man. BlackRock were, and so if you vetted them in a certain way, you probably did. But the idea was it was a hot stock pick, and even if you did get in, you should have a time horizon, especially on a pump and dump, and protect. We're protecting capital. So a plan is key, and the first step in that plan for me, outside of your famous know your why are you getting it, is establish. Do I am I trying to get this money out by Thanksgiving? Well, don't keep it under the bed. Keep it in your back pocket. Keep it at Big Mama's house. No offense, I mean that was always where you could go. But the next one is what's your area of interest? Are you big? Are you a blurred? Are you a tech geek, comic book geek, or are you a home builder? Or like you into construction, oil and gas, like Gerald? One of our students, oil and gas man. He's out on the high seas, and So he knows that area. Or Danielle loves biotech. So that thing, and one thing I wanted to tell him is that once you do that, because you don't have to take as 50 um, uh, recommendations, because it's information overload in our current society. And
Hmm.
go to the websites. Everybody knows what's going on. Hey, and they say it with utmost confidence. This thing's about to pop. You better get in. And the only way somebody can really put a recommendation out there is, are they putting skin in the game with that? Are they really putting their money in there? Or are they saying, oh, if I had gotten in at this and paid, I'd have $110,000? What are your thoughts on like for someone starting out? Because Robinhood's, they lowered that bar, and they shocked the entire infrastructure, the fabric of the trading, investing and trading community. So everybody's getting in. What would you tell, two or three things you tell that new trader, that investor?
What I tell everybody is know what you own and why you own it. Like from the get go. I mean, if you know that you just get, I mean, some people, it's interesting. I hear like, folks would just be like, I'm just throwing this out there and see, excuse me, see what it do. Um, and I mean, some people just have that attitude where they like gambling with it. But if you're not, and you really want to invest and see that money grow, like it's great to know exactly what you're investing in. That is the utmost thing. And I mean, anything after that is built off of knowing what you have and why you have it.
Man, I guess, I mean, and man, I'm so blessed that you and I linked up, man. Starting back with Wakonda, and just the way we push each other and have the community that we have. I'm just thinking that it is a business. Our business is investing in businesses. If we look at it like that, the level of capital that we allocate, say, okay, this amount of capital, and I have to do that, especially when I'm hitting, when I have a really good week. Overconfidence comes into play. Like, oh,
All the
Jay,
time,
like,
bro.
dog,
All the
oh,
time.
oh, that's a setup. Get that. That's a set. And then,
Man, and it's a trip because, like, on one hand, I I have to have that confidence. You can't come into the market timid. No, you at least for me and for my DCG Warner formula and how I come across and approach the markets. I'm going to be like, I'm the man. I know these markets. I understand these markets. I can see these entries. I know when to get in. I know when to get out because I am that man when it comes to trading. It's just sometimes when after that, and I do hit some of them targets, and I hit it, that bravado stick with you a couple times and get you into a few more trades than you should get into. So it's leveling that confidence that you need to actually execute good trades and enter, and to get over that fear of actually making a trade. You have to have that confidence, but at the same time, you want to tame the greed monster. That's what my old coach Jay Johnson used to say. You got to
I
tame
like
the
that.
greed monster.
And
Yeah, shout out
uh,
to Jay.
shout out to Dion, bro. Thank you for popping in, Dion, and everybody else. Quick shout out to Fonsic. Fonsic dropped, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He said just a few tickers for you to analyze. 9 tickers, brother. Okay, I'm messing with you, man. Thank y'all for coming in, everybody. I'm gonna give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Luana Ellaby. Uh, and look, my
Roku's
tickers are
chart
up on
look
my
good. I was
on the
just looking
screen.
at Roku's chart.
I hopped in. Guys, I want to talk about something. Last week, Mo and I did our penny stocks to click, hot picks to click, and
Hmm.
we're up on this now. There's some caveats, not caveats, but I had 2 picks. Mo had one primary pick. Um,
Hmm.
my first one was solo. Let me pull it up on the screen, and we also have some picks this week. Now, solo is up 72%. Caveat: Andrew Left put a short hit out on it today. So take profit. Take your profit. Because last week When I called it out, it was $6.29. It's up to 1081. So that's a 72% return on investment. I know someone sunk some money into it. If you hit, let me know. But also Monday, take profit. It was over. It's been extended. And this is my daily chart. This is my weekly chart on Thinkorswim. And guys, we have to pay attention to um, you pay attention to angles, and we always talk about geometry takes over in the markets, and people don't understand how it ties in. It's basically, I mean, it's going to be emotions, supply and demand, and geometrical triggers. We're going to have triangles, we're going to have rectangles, uh, we're going to have wedge patterns, and when you get an angle this acute, I mean, it's not going to heaven. It's not going to heaven on my screen. I mean, we may think like that, and that we can tell emotions come in. So this baby is going to pull back, and it might go to 488. Take our profits now. Don't think it's going to go to 100. The idea is like time horizon and a profit target. Whether your goal is 30%, 20%. I mean, Bernie Mac Players Club. That's why I get 30%, and she wanted to start that night. So we get, I look for 30% return. It's 72%. Andrew Left is a Citron Research, is a big time activist investor,
Mhm.
and he said that this EV. Now this is solo. I like it's a niche EV mark. It's a single car EV, has no institutional investors. There's a lot of upside possible, but there's also a target. Last week he jumped on Neo, attacked Neo, and look what Neo's done since then. It's still gone up, but it's had a little hiccup here and there, you know. So you take profit, and this on the bottom of my screen right here, guys, is the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. You can add this to your charts if you're not, you don't have to, but it's just a lower study. It's almost like the Mac. It's like the MACD. It's like the slow stochastics. It tells me when buying powers pressure's coming in, selling pressure. When it gets above 70, it's overbought. That almost means it's almost exhausted. It doesn't mean it's going to go down, but it means that it might not be a good idea to begin entering when you get above 70 on the on the daily RSI. Now, if it falls below 30, it's oversold. Sometimes the bears run out of steam and the bulls come back in. And this is on either the daily or the weekly chart. You can spot these kind of trends. The next pick we had was NNDM Biotech. It's forming one of the bases of bases. That's not a word, but it's a base. And one of my favorite plays is a base breakout, and I like a wide base, and it's coming up off of that and had good volume. And the entry was we're up 20% on that. It was 368 last week. Today they priced a direct offering for shares. So when that happens, a lot of times you get a pullback in price. It actually is presenting us with a possible entry. So just let this trend, if you're trying to build, do your research on it. And I'll let Mo talk about Riot blockchain, because that Riot is up 52% from when Mo tagged it last week at $3.95.
You can pull it up if you want to.
Okay, let's
Go
see.
ahead.
Riot
Uh,
blockchain up up
mhm.
52%, man. And it's it's coming back to a nice settling area to where, because Bitcoin is running and pushing, and people have been piling into Riot because when Bitcoin runs, the miners, it's cheaper to mine. The payouts are bigger. So, you know,
That was basically the basis of my call. I seen, the bullishness coming for Bitcoin, and I was basically saying, if Bitcoin run, Riot is highly likely going to run as well. And also their options were really uh, inexpensive for the deltas that were available. I mean, um, 50 deltas for 30 cent or 50 cent options. So they look good. I don't know if you want to pull up the option chain. We could see
Yeah, let's do that.
what
Yeah.
our option return was, but go to the I
Which
guess
one?
the 1120, the $11.24 call.
All right. So November, I mean, 11/20.
Yeah, November 20th.
Okay. And $4 call. It's at 205 right now.
Yeah, it was 30 cents last Friday.
And when we say 30 cents, okay, guys, not many, some of you know about options, others may not. When you multiply, each contract is represents 100 shares of stock. So let's say if you see uh, this particular option right here is pricing at 50 cents, multiply that by 100. I mean, you got the $1.05, that's going to be $105. That's going to be $55 or $50. $2.05, $205. So the price is 30 cents last week. It was $30. Somebody could come in and buy 20 of those contracts and not be out of much at all. And you
That's
quadrupled your
more than
money.
5x.
You quadrupled your money easy. So
That's more than 5x actually.
now with saying that, there's more to it than just hopping into options off of. Okay, this is one thing we were talking about in the room. Don't
Hmm.
we don't all just take someone else's recommendation, no matter how much
Right.
we trust uh, a trader, because Mo might have a pair of Jordans on size 13. Yeah, I wear 13, dog. But Mo might. I don't know if you wear 10 and a half. Mo, I don't know what you wear, dog. But you might. My wife knows I wear a 13 player. But if we both had the same size shoes, I could put my foot in there and it just doesn't fit. Your style, I don't know your time horizon. I don't know your account size. So I don't know where your stops will be. And I don't know what your
Right.
goal is in this. And I probably don't know the rhythm of the stock.
Right.
Stocks have a rhythm. They have a heartbeat. And
Right.
if we don't know them, and that I was gonna show this, guys. If y'all are interested in options, we haven't done a class in a while. We're doing a course in December. Uh, if you know someone who wants to learn options, and it's not just the base, it's the options 101. It's a basic course, but this one is the one where that I'll have the trading room open every day. Like, so we have the first night, we get in and you get a feel for it. The next morning, trading room's up 7:30 a.m. an hour before, and I'll have charts up and we can talk over what we learned that night and get ready to get in the market. But we'd rather you not trade until the final day. But if you have trade, we push through the whole thing. So the idea is that you're gonna make the goal is for you to make your tuition back. Uh, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And you gonna the idea is to let you learn how to protect it's to select the right options, to select the right stock, and protect your business investment. It's called a businessman's risk. How much you're willing to risk to see if your thesis is correct. The cost of
Yep.
doing business sometimes is
Yep.
I lost $50, I lost $110. But then when you hit, I made 365, I made 14, things like that. What are your thoughts on that? I'm gonna put the link to
No,
the work to
that's
the
exactly. I'm glad you asked. Like that's exactly how I think about it. Like I often tell new traders, especially those that they say they want to leave a 9 to 5 and become a professional trader or a full time trader, or those that do it. Like I think about each one of my trades as a business expense, as part of running the business, as if I had a grocery store and I had to buy the right kind of produce or the right kind of meat in order to sell to my customers, or in order to make the best sandwiches or meals or whatever it is to sell to my customers. So I think about this in the same way. And my customers just happen to be these brokers that are trying to take my money at the same time. So I just I think about it just like a business, like anything else. And so I
It,
try to, get the best product so that, when and get the best product early. So they want it back when the product is popping.
okay, look, guys. I initially I said we're just going to take 5 students, and I want the idea is like want to have an understanding of it. It can be you can be beginners, but it's the idea is to work up to that final day. You're placing a trade in the market. I want hopefully you can find it one of the mornings where you won't be able to won't you're not working, and you can come in and the market opens at 8:30 Central, uh, and we're gonna. The idea is to get in there and get an option, and we set parameters, a profit goal, and what you're gonna risk. Like if the option costs $200, you say we're gonna risk 75 of that $200 to
Hmm.
where, and you can establish that, and you can set it and forget it and move away. That's as you move forward, you're gonna learn how to trade, you're gonna learn how to invest, but the next level that you find out that you need to come to the next level by understanding like market psychology, trading
Hmm.
psychology, because everyone is a trader unless you buy and hold like a big set of dividend stocks that you. But even Buffett sells calls, sells puts against position to hedge
Hmm.
positions. It's
Hmm.
just prudent investing. So
Hmm.
the idea, guys,
Buffett
this is
in blockchain too.
been
Better
in it,
believe Berkshire got some blockchain.
been in it. I'm putting the name of a book, Trading for a Living by Alexander Elder. I have it on
That's
Audible. That's the
it's one of
Bible.
my favorite books. It's a great book.
It because guys, it's mass psychology. You
Hmm.
can see when you see. Okay, look at the screen, and I know we're not. I hope we're giving you what you want, guys. Uh, when you see big candles like this, that's euphoria. It's euphoria. It, you hit it at the right time. You found it. This time, and now it can't keep going. But when you see something this parabolic, the next move is not all the way back down. It's rarely like that, unless there's something of like Lehman Brothers, the Department of Justice is in there, something like that. But there is a settling period, and then it settles, and then it trades and with a better equilibrium, like a Microsoft. Guys, you look for angles on charts,
Hmm.
totally different angle. Block now, Riot is new with the standpoint. Riot is trailing Bitcoin. Bitcoin has forced that parabolic move in that, which was great. But if you look at the angle of angles of Microsoft, it's not acute except a few times, and then Rona hit. Well, that was Rona back there, but that's what we look for. I want to talk about this, Mo. Um, we mentioned investment time horizons, guys. The biggest thing that you should not ask, well, you have to ask it, but you should know this prior to getting in. You shouldn't say, well, I'm in it. Should I sell now? If you have to ask that question, don't risk that money because that needs to be established prior to moving in. Prior to moving in, that you can't say, okay, I'm just going to get in because X so and so made that call. And then you get in
Get
and
in and
it
let's
pulls
see what it
back.
do.
Yeah, that's the
I hear
phrase.
that all the time. I'm gonna just put it in there and let it see what it do.
Uh, that I just want to caution y'all on that. That's the quickest thing for us. That's the easiest adjustment to make. Have a plan before you go in. Have an exit strategy in place. Uh, my biggest mistake comes when I trade Tesla and I say, okay, I'm risking this amount. And by the time you click buy on Tesla, Tesla can move about $8, $9, and it can hit your stop loss that you were about to put in. So
Hmm.
you trade stocks with the right with the heartbeat that you can emotionally manage. I'm gonna pull up something on the screen. I think I have my screen up. It's called the ATR. It's right down on this column right here. It's called the average true range. That lets you know the distance that stock generally travels within a day. So let's go with the low ones right now. I'll just pull up one. Ford. Ford moves 27 cents per day. That's the range. It ranges in that.
Mm,
So if I get a Ford option and I buy out of the money, this might be over a few heads right now, but it's a piece of cake to catch up. It, and I buy out of the money and I only have a couple of days until the option expires. And Ford is $3 away from my price target. Ford's gonna have to come with. They're gonna have to. You got $3 and it moves 27 cents a day. We have 3 days to really make that move. It's the rarest of events for that to happen. So we just lost money, and I've done that before because the out of the money options are the
mhm,
cheapest,
mhm.
and the reason they're cheapest, it's just because folks know it's not going to really hit. Uh,
The sellers do.
the sellers are the winners in all aspects of that, man.
Mhm,
Amazon moves $93 compared to Ford moving 27 cents. So if you buy Amazon, which is tough to do, if you trade Amazon, it's gonna hit you, man. Uh,
mhm.
uh let's see. Zoom is gonna move $31. Tesla 22. Nvidia, and give or take. So,
Those
um,
are larger moves on
uh,
by comparison.
what do you think, man, about when people come in? How important is that plan to saving your money to keep adding longevity to your time in the market? Because the clock is ticking when we get in the market. We're gonna have to. It's gonna tick down to our account blowing up, or we're gonna keep it alive. What are your buffers from account exposure to, because I've blown up a couple.
Yeah, I've blown up a couple too. Sometimes actually now a lot of times it's not trading. It's
Yeah.
just not taking the trade. And especially with the research that my crew does with DCG, get into learning cycles and seasonalities and learning different times where odds may be in my favor versus different times where odds may not, and just choosing not to, going to do something else. So that's one of the main things. But another thing that I was talking to another person about this, about options the other night, is that it's about I guess portfolio management. Like you don't want to, like we were looking at a few of those options, and that option, I think you were looking at Microsoft, and it was 205. So that's $205. Now, if you have $500 in your account, that's a fairly large chunk of your account placed on one trade. You don't want to over expose yourself on one single trade, even if it looks good, or if you had the money or whatever. Like if you got $1,000 account, um you know uh, buying options that's $600 or $700 is very risky to your long-term ability to trade. I always say use the Buffett method. If you have 10 investments that you can only use and that's it, and those your 10, which one would you use? So that kind of point or prints in my head, a 10% thing at a maximum, I guess. You only want to use 10% of your total capital on one trade. So that means if you look in the trade and you got $1,000 in there, and you know uh Tesla's option is
You
$435.
can't
Like
trade
you
it.
don't trade that one. Like take the one from McDonald's, or well,
The Q's,
McDonald's
you
shares
might
usually
find one
might
at the
be
Q,
200, but
Walmart.
right, Walmart, or Microsoft, maybe you may catch one for 100, $150. Like that one is a lot uh, more for your long-term risk return and reward. That would be more prudent and more beneficial for you over the long run.
Uh, Real quick, Crystal, that the ATR. Now, look, guys, this is one website I go to. I'll show it to you in Thinkorswim, but finviz.com. I'm just going to give you guys some websites that are great tools and just something to have in your chest. That, like, I used to want to find a website to go to every morning, find news, want to be able to do an analysis of a stock or whatever. we can go to the ATR right here, and it gives the same one that's in FinViz. This is going to be your the
Okay.
daily ATR, same one.
I
Um,
love FinViz.
the next one uh, on Market or Thinkorswim, it's just on the same chart bar right here where it says Chart Tools, Market Watch. Go down to Quotes, and that's going to pull up this, and you can there is a way to there right here, little right the gear in the right corner by the 52-week low. I can customize this window and decide what I want up there. And I put ATR at the very first part of it, so I don't have to scan, scroll, do anything, because I need to know I'm active. And right now, you when you get a little bit more comfortable with stocks, you won't have to look at the ATR all the time because you kind of know how they move. Um, Another website Mo and I swear by, and we connected on this because I used to say, man, I go to the airport. I travel at the airport all the time. Uh, and I used to have a membership to Investors Business Daily. I used to be able to find them at the airport. Now I can barely find them. He said, the digital version, they have it on digital. I was like, what? Man, I signed up that day because you get the free
Yeah,
website, but the paid version gives
the
you a little bit
paper
more
is
detail, man.
that's what's the business,
worth its
man.
weight in gold.
That paper is the business.
And I just I like holding the newspaper and folding it up, man. Like, because I used to see my dad doing that, when I was
Marking it
little.
up with the highlighter.
Yeah.
Noah
And
even still asking me, so when the next time we gonna look at some stocks in the paper? Like, okay.
I, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
old school.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Robinson, I'm old school. I mean, guys, hey, real quick, I'm sending my email out to you right now. Email me if you have questions about the options course, or email me. I'm trying to my off seasons now, so I'm trying to answer questions about charts and things like that, and open the
Mm,
trading room. But the hard part is, if you really a trader, if you're a trader, you can't trade your account and protect your family, and also to have a serious chit chat going on, that kind of thing, so that there's a balance. So like certain
mm,
days, if I get in that market early and make my hit early, I love talking because it's gonna keep my mind occupied from like, oh, I see something else.
mm.
So email me and I'll put you guys on the list so I can let you know if I open the trading room. We're gonna Mo, do you like Benzinga and
Not
Seeking
really.
Alpha? You don't like Benzinga?
Not really.
Okay, okay.
Seeking alpha, yes,
Just
but
let
not
me type in
Benzinga.
Seeking Alpha, guys. And look,
Seeking alpha, that's another one of my little hidden gems too. You can get a lot of good info. It's a lot of info, so you sometimes got to parse the wheat from the tares. But if you can do that, you can get some really good info from Seeking Alpha.
and guys,
Really good
remember,
analysis.
Mo's big on the like. You see opinion columns, but then you see fund managers whose job it is to make millionaires millions. Those
Yep.
are was it Tom Lee Fundstrat? That's your
Yep.
dude, right?
Yep. Tom Lee Fun Strat. Yep.
Uh, those are the people who provide industry their sage advice. Okay, the advice in Facebook, and it includes mine.
Hmm.
You got to vet it yourself. It might not vet, and these are the websites that you use. Um, the next one, Investopedia. If you have a question about, uh, hey, what's that term mean? What does this mean? By the time somebody will reply to you on Facebook, you can type in, um, let's see, DCA, GTD, um, dollar, anyway, dollar cost averaging. You type that in, and this is one thing I truly believe in when you first start investing is to dollar cost average. Is every couple of weeks, and I know we have members in here, friends. Robin sets aside a certain amount, and she researches all week or however many, and she's going to deep dive into a certain sector or an industry, and then she'll allocate funds a certain amount. And then speaking your language right here, Mo, the resident economist, allocate a certain amount of funds to whether it's blockchain, whether it's innovation, whether it's disruptive technology, whether it's
Hmm.
consumer staples.
Mhm.
and you buy into you pick it. You say no matter what the price. Well, if a little bit further into it comes into the can slim, what we preach, but the start out is know your why, what you do, and think about setting aside a certain amount, and then put the time horizon on top of that to keep you from being shaken out of the market unnecessarily. Uh, any thoughts on dollar cost averaging, Mo? I know you have a little. You're a little different on that from the standpoint of like, don't just blindly put the money to something, right?
Yeah, I don't know. When I think of dollar cost averaging, like I think of it as buying a stock as it's going down.
That's
And
averaging down though. I'm doing the totally different side of it. Like
so,
coming out of
you know,
college, and I don't have time to track it every day, but I still want to get in, Mo. I like McDonald's. I eat the McRib every year it comes out. I want to buy
and I just put a
shares of
little
stock.
bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there.
That's a dollar cost average.
I mean, well, in that case,
Buy an index.
now are we talking trading or
No, no, no.
investing?
New investor.
Okay,
A new
so
investor.
okay,
No trade.
so
No trade,
okay,
dog. No.
okay, so not yeah, dollar cost averaging like is not applicable to trading. So, when investing, then yeah, like if it's a company, especially if it's a solid company that pay dividends, like that's something that you definitely want to just nibble on and add pieces to, until you get you a nice, nice size portion, at least a lot of whatever
The
company
consistent
you
dividend
trade.
company starting at 20 years old. By the time and that doesn't matter. My son's a dividend king, man. That's what he loves doing.
Hmm.
But he also listens to us, and he knows trend lines on charts, and he'll hop out of something. He'll catch a mover and hop out of something, and but he'll parlay. Opportunity cost is your famous line.
Hmm.
Because I'm always like, just leave it in there and keep moving. You're like, why would you leave it there? Go ahead, get a line on opportunity cost, please, brother. If
Like, I mean, if if you got money in something, that means you can't put it in something else. So, you gotta make sure that what you have it in is worth putting it in.
it's like you go to the all right, years ago, you go to the strip club, you got $30. Big ballers got 300, 500,000. Your boy say, hey man, you gonna get a dance, get a table dance. And you get the old lady, the auntie that's walking around and never goes on. And you're like, man, I spent that $30 on Miss Verna, and I gotta go to the car now. The money's gone, dog. So and that's opportunity. It's a wasted opportunity. I shouldn't have been in the club in the first place. My wife was like, you gave her the light bill money.
Ah.
Okay, anyway, next.
I'm trying to hold it.
Now you better laugh, man. My
Ah,
wife was looking at me, and
burn.
but everybody knows that. Okay, Miss Verna, she's pretty hippie. But okay, guys, here's one right here. Mo, I've been working on the identifiable setup. I I have a setup that I need to see when I trade. Candlestick pat. Please write this down, guys. Candlestick patterns are very key to any edge that we use in the market. It's a component of it. Trend lines, support and resistance, those are all keys. But once you dig a little deeper and you want to find your entry, there are times when an entry, um, you need to know the certain. It comes with context because everyone wants to get that first pull. You want to wait for the pullback to find your entry. But when it's a momentum runner, there's certain ones um, that you need to. Oh, I'm sorry, Erica. Tell her I'm sorry. Yeah,
Just
but
continue on.
the deacon board, man, the brothers on the deacon board too. But look, this runner right here. We see Zoom. We know what's going on with Zoom. You watch the news. It's a stay-at-home stock. So the idea is like, okay, they were having the virus, the vaccine information was okay. They had the shutdown information coming on the first candle. I was watching the market. Next thing comes up, it says, "Oh, the Pfizer, this and that, blah blah blah." The good information is coming out about vaccines. Then it says, "Okay, California's curfew is coming in," and you're digesting the information, and you get the breakout candle. It pushes
We can
above the.
only see dollar cost averaging. We don't see your chart.
Good Lord, I did it again. Thank you, man. I'm glad y'all are here. Okay, got the breakout. You had the opening candle, opening print, sell off, back into support, push up. Now, what we're looking for on something like in Zoom in the morning time, you have a pre-market high. This is an intraday setup, guys. A pre-market high, which was after hours from the day before, was 423. So 423, I'm gonna put that price level right there. 423, you're waiting. And a lot of times what happens, someone will hop in on this green candle. You just get excited because you're seeing it and you're thinking, oh, let's get in because it's going up. It was in the market. I'm set up. You get in and it immediately sells off. And so you sell your position. So that was a bull trap. Sell your position. A bear comes in and they go short. Next candle is a greenish. So the morning time, guys, is a lot of flip flop. And this is a 5-minute chart. You want to wait till a trend's established. So when it broke above 423.04, I'll go back to my daily chart. And my entry that I've been waiting for was when Zoom broke above the level of 427.89, because that was yesterday's high. I want to make sure it gets above some congested areas, some previous levels of resistance. And Zoom tends to run. It has the 20 something ATR. So as you see it, I'm gonna leave the angle like this. It started pushing, pushing, and a lot of times you say, I'm waiting for that pullback. You get the one candle pullback, and then it keeps pushing. So this is what's called all in long in a day trade. Um, Everything you get back-to-back candles with volume. A lot of times it's not going to just go all the way right back down. There are surprise candles, but you probably get a light pullback and then a second leg up. You need to have strong push above that support level. Like these candles were closing on their at or near their highs of the time frame. You can hop in a runner if you set your stop accordingly. You can hop in a runner and catch a second move. The probability is a little higher because we started with the daily chart and it broke above a certain level and it broke above previous resistance in the pre-market, and you could catch a runner. That's a little bit more of an advanced play, and it could also come back. That red candle could be a little bit deeper of a pullback, but a lot of times when you get the breakout, you will get a second move. Now, if you buy in up here, this is where the trouble comes in. So this could be your first pullback entry, and you don't try to go for that second. So broke above resistance, pushed. You know it's about to stall out. A lot of people take profit here and get back in. So I just wanted to show you that little move right there. And then Mo, I, Zoom took off this morning. Sia tried to catch it. It I caught it and I got stopped out like it lost 100 on Zoom off of just that. I set my stop, but then it was this candle right here was the $100 stop that I had set. And the very next candle, boom, pushed it. So I would have made like at least 500 off of that, a very small uh, price. But I don't really trade the runner with momentum often like that. When once it's pat, like you know how you chase it a little bit, but it's really not a chase if you catch it in this first leg because you know the pullback's coming. You just set your stop and wait for that second leg, man. You, I'm gonna toss it over to you. I monopolized it today, and
You just gonna stop right there. No,
yeah,
it's all
dog. I'm
good. I
tossing you,
mean, but
man.
I'm actually glad that you ended with Zoom because that kind of ties into what I wanted to talk about tonight as far as what I mean, I know you talked about picks for next week, and I don't necessarily have one pick yet, but I'll get to why. Um, and it kind of ties into what I'm seeing in, next week being the, I guess, kind of last full week of the month. I think about, it's time for me to basically, create this mastermind report and get to research. So things that have been catching my attention is this uprising in coronavirus and these upcoming closings. So it has been catching on that more things are starting to close. I actually have this uh, blog that says all of these different places that have closings, and it says New York City is closing schools for in-person learning. Ohio announced a 3-week curfew. New Mexico has a shelter in place. California has reimposed tight restrictions. Washington, Michigan, and other states have halted indoor dining. Iowa um, did 180 on mask mandates. In New Orleans, said that they are canceling Mardi Gras. So that's the big one.
Yeah.
New Orleans canceling Mardi Gras, and then I've also been noticing, myself going to the store, like, tissue is starting to be hard to find again. So I don't know
It's
what's popping off with the
you're
tissue,
using the
but
eye test on it, and it's showing
is
that
is starting to be hard to find again. So I've been, trying to get water and peanut butter and stuff like that. But that really factors into, um, at least for me as a trader, what my initial expectations are of the market and of December as a month, from history and from basically forecasting the expectations. And I could definitely see some turbulence coming as far as next week. Next week is Thanksgiving on Thursday. The market is closed on Thursday, and it's a half a day on Friday. But historically, Thanksgiving has been a positive week actually in the market. So if you look at, if you could go to FinViz and
right.
go to the homepage in FinViz, um, that kind of shows the end of the market today. I thought was really interesting. I could see Monday being pretty down at the beginning, and then coming up in the afternoon, and the rest of the week being relatively green. Um, and let me see.
Well, I've been wanting to ask you something, man.
Yeah.
They, okay, Jim Cramer is talking about some buy nows, and from an economist standpoint, and you always talk about the Santa Claus rally. What about this time of year when he said fund managers are not in the business of selling to look bad right now. They're in the business so they want to make sure the end of that quarter or the end of the year portfolio shows a positive sign for their investors. Can you break that down? Because so the buy is that the part of the Santa Claus rally that you always discuss?
Yes, there are, and this is something that we talk about a lot with DCG and just cycles and seasonalities in general. Like the market is not as random as things people think, and this it has a lot to do with mutual funds, the mutual fund business, the retirement investment business, along with taxes as a business is very um, rich and very like based on timing. So there are certain times a year that funds have to do certain things in order to um, have certain things go before quarter end or before year end. They have to make certain filings. They have to, rearrange their portfolios in order to, make them attractive for new investors, however they, deem fit. So it's certain times a year when, funds are going to sell, and then there's certain times a year when, just like you said with Kramer, where they're not like, it would even with another shutdown, like the funds have already priced, in my opinion, it's already priced in. It would be retail traders that will get burned, on any of the next downturn. Well, at least, if it's something for another shutdown. Like, they're not gonna throw the baby in the bathwater out, not when their livelihood and everybody else, like, that's just not how.
You're talking
I
about from a
mean,
standpoint, they're not going to panic and liquidate
no,
and
like,
start. Okay.
like what happened in 2008, like, was like one bank didn't have the money for a bunch of other banks
For the
which didn't
overnight,
have
they didn't have
their
the money for the
money.
overnight credit,
Like,
right?
they ain't have no money. Like, that's a
Reserve.
different thing. And
Yeah.
we ended, like, so, like, I just, when getting to, you know moving forward in the market, and thinking about, what these funds are going to do, and how, the market, it's a rare, that's why they call them black swan events, that the market's going to crash. So, these funds are not going to be in the business to just sell, just to be selling. When, grandpops retirement money from his grandpops that, seed funded it, is, funding their company. It just don't happen like that. So, it's certain times a year where funds put their money into the market, and they buy and they hold, expecting, the price markup, because of certain things, behaviorally and psychologically, in, you know this country and in the world. And, different events, like, this big shopping season definitely fuels it. That's what, the Santa Claus rally is about. But even on top of that, like, the most popular, or the top, uh, year, or the top months of the market as far as return wise, is usually the end and going into January and February. So,
Oh yeah. And
um, you
add
know,
add the in an election year too. Could you add that to the for the audience,
oh
please?
well,
Please, brother, man. I'm
no,
trying to get.
I can't add that one. They're gonna have to join the crew for that one.
But
Because I,
okay,
I got that info. I
you
do got it.
you sound
Because,
like you are a
for
doggone master's in
election years
economics.
are
You got a
different.
master's degree? You got a master's degree or something, dog? Which
Econ.
brother has a nice degree.
I ain't gonna toot my no, but
I'm
I
tooting it,
mean,
dog. I trust your word on. I trust your word on market sentiment, on historical views, and fund flow, man. And
it and when I just, in grad school, I studied mutual funds and hedge funds, and then, like, it's a system, and the system works like any other engine with oil and pistons. Like, it has its things, and it has to go. And when you get in tune with the system, you'll be able to. That's why, like you said, a lot of days man, I'm waiting. I'm just
right, right.
waiting.
Uh,
And so, next week could be one of them weeks. If it's ugly on, where did I here go. This is what I wanted to show. If it's ugly on Monday, if y'all look at the Finviz home screen, you can see the last couple candles in the market. It really kind of poured. So this let me know Monday will probably open down, unless it's some,
some news
weird
over the
news over the
weekend.
weekend that boosted up. But just based on momentum, and, who had the momentum. Bears had the momentum, so they'll probably start with it on Monday, and then we'll, you know according to history, which it has a high percentage
Probability.
rate of probability. Thanksgiving is usually a positive. So, if we do have a market downturn, um, due to this COVID, this shutdown thing, it'll probably be after Thanksgiving. Is my, I guess, forecast. So, lows on Monday and hold till Friday. I
Can you
mean,
take a look at a chart for Erica?
sure.
AVID.
And I'm not naming any particular stocks. I would actually recommend maybe the SPY or the DIA, the Dow Jones, or even the Qs. This one is well extended.
Had a
Double
nice
top
run.
right here. hmm It's got some room. It needs to pull back to support right around 1170, 1070 are areas of support. Where
That's
you
a
may
good
want to
area.
consider an entry. Um,
So let it pull back, Erica.
yeah, give it some time. 950, anything between 950 and 11 is would be ideal because it would be more within the support area. Right now, it's quite extended, so especially these twin pins up here is double top. Uh,
Hey guys, this is what we do every
but
day, all day. Charts for breakfast. That's Mo's line, and that's you don't you don't have to learn options out the gate. You need to understand how the price action works on a regular chart for a stock.
mhm.
That that helps. Option picking the option. What we always say, man, that's a piece of cake. That's options. That's icing.
So I just wanted to show like I didn't have any stocks in particular, but I think the big solid names would be ones that you would want to consider, on Lowe's Monday. Um, and should you trade, hold it through Thanksgiving, cash out early Black Friday, and then go shopping. Like I said last week, that's what my plan is.
You did
So
that. You said that with Bitcoin before you had to take care of Noah.
Man, Bitcoin, I'm holding, I got my stop losses set just in case, but Bitcoin is in
I
a
got some
different. Listen.
17,000. I got some 17,000 stops ready for.
Listen.
Um, Erica said she got in,
Um,
or I'm the entry point 950 to 11. I'm not sure if she's in or if that's what, but those are good entry points.
Yeah, like all of the main companies, like they're still holding support. So we could see a retest of some of these highs on all of these, FANG stocks. Let me look at Facebook and Netflix.
They're all
So I
looking
don't
similar.
necessarily, yeah, they're all, that's what I mean. So even if we have a slight down day, like I have most of these areas, I still have support areas set. So we could see a slight down day on Monday. Get in on lows on any reversals on the 4 hour or 1 hour chart, and expect the rest of the week to be,
Let me see.
expect history to repeat. Humans don't change, behavior don't change, psychology don't change in what you're expecting for certain things.
Could you
So
look at a couple stocks for
sure.
um, BALY?
Mm, this is a good one. You know what? This also makes me think of Planet Fitness and Weight Watchers because this is a good year to consider those health stocks, as people, generally like to get into their New Year's resolutions and things of such. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with Bally's right now, but this one is
They
worth
must have
some.
signed somebody, man.
Yeah,
Must have
they
a
had
celebrity
to.
endorser or something.
Um,
Um, can you peep when you get a chance? Are you going to plan it?
I just wanted to check.
Hey, Peloton, could you compare and contrast Peloton because they were talking about that, you know, it trends with Zoom and the stay at home, but Courtney Gibson with Loop was saying Peloton has
Mm,
had its own had its own basically their own biosphere of support. It's almost like fanatics from that standpoint. So when we open back up, people aren't just going to put their Pelotons off to the side and start hanging clothes on it.
that's true. And then with some of
I like that
the
doggone.
signatures they had, especially with Beyonce.
The Beehive is going to be riding.
Mhm. Alligator's starting to turn back up, and this crossed over. This don't look too bad.
Yeah, partner.
This don't look too bad
It's
at all.
cheaper than the bike.
Right, right.
But another. I'm just going through the chat for.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I know Square. Square's on my list. Square was in the chat. I think Fonseca out of his 35 that he put in there. Just messing with you, Fonseca. Uh, Square was one of them. Um, and Roku.
Yeah. I was looking at Roku chart earlier. That one surprised me. I'm not gonna lie.
I traded that thing today too. Mo, I was going bananas, man. I need you to come in there and say, JD, man.
Square looks good.
Yeah, dog.
Square looks good. They cleared this high. It's gonna break out to above 220.
It's a good chance for a big run, isn't
Eventually.
it?
Yeah. Run to 235.
Yeah, I'm in it Monday. I'm gonna find my entry.
So uh yeah, give it some time though. Look at those December ones.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, dog. You just
December's
called it out.
220s.
You're in the options course. You're a student. You get out. What would you buy? Okay, what option would you look at for Square? Could you walk me through? Like, hey, I just took the course. I know it because I see people who have taken courses and they come out. I don't without just giving your proprietary info. You would to say you've already done your analysis of the chart and you're looking for an option. Expiration dates are so key. How far out are you looking in time horizon? Or would you look 90 days out, 6 months out, a year out in Square? Or is there more to it that you would need to do? Uh, or because I
That's a
mean,
good that's a good question. Um, you know, it's for me, I don't want to give it too much time because I don't want to be in the trade longer than a month. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, I don't want to give it too much time. But I guess I wouldn't say, but I guess also, I when I do make the trade, I want to choose the correct option. So if I need to choose one that's a little further out in order to get the right, mixture of, I guess, open interest and delta and price, and if it's was the strike is within my price target range. If I have to go a little further out, I definitely do that. But at the same time, I like I'm not one that typically would trade a leap. I just buy the stocks. Like, I options for me is a vehicle to use for short term, not necessarily long. I don't know if that makes, but for others I could see why you would want to, or you could buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months out, and just let it sit and grow. Like, that's not a bad strategy. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for me, uh you know I a month, maybe two. For right now, if I'm looking at Square in this November 20th, obviously today was the expiration day. So the next expiration day is December 18th. So I would be looking at December and January options, and whichever ones look the best in December or January options from now, those would be the ones that I would be looking for.
Mo, okay. Hey guys, we're not gonna hold you all night. We get to talking, and especially I get to talking. Good Lord. Uh,
Hmm.
um, um, we pick sectors or industries. Like for me, when pandemic went down, my wife and I would sit down, and I'm like, okay, what sector do you think's gonna go? And we fintech is one that you and I have been talking about, and Square
Hmm.
falls into that. Visa, Mastercard, Riot blockchain, Amazon's in fintech, Apple's in fintech to me, uh, and something that over the next 5 to 10 years is going to disrupt the industry, but it's also a needed component of the industry. Innovation within fintech is so important. Um, so like Square, I was thinking that I could see how someone would get that leap and also get the shares. But I like building a position in something where I think um, over the next, what, 5, 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
one of the vehicles to get, if you don't have the money to trade a higher flyer, one of a strategy is to buy the leap over the short term. Like if you're looking 5 years down the road, that leap, if it hits, it could help fund the startup of building a position in that, in the stock itself. So that's one of the things. I just, what do you think about that? I mean, I know different strategies. Tony says CIIC is one, if after Roku.
Yeah, I saw. I like Roku sniffing out 280.
Y'all writing this
CIC
down?
that came up.
Said Q's going
Oh,
up, bro. That's a tough one right here, man.
that's a
It's a
couple
merger.
large gaps.
That's a
That's
SPAC.
it's not tradable right now. That's in my opinion. Like if you're
Oh, it's
in it,
tradable.
I would take not for me
No,
right
I'm
now.
talking about it's tradable to the. I'm gonna fill one of those gaps when I get my trigger.
But it could gap up again.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Like still, like right now, it's not like it
Don't touch it.
could continue to pull back, but not until we break 16.
I'm
Um,
waiting for the trigger. Wow.
hmm
Are you? If you're in it, it might be profit time. I don't. You have to establish that the profit target. That's the key.
that's the key from the get go. You have to, and especially with trading options, the key with trading options is being right on your direction. If you're not right on your direction, and then the time is gonna make it, then that's when you lose on your option. And picking your price target is the center point of choosing your direction and picking the time. It's like right, I guess the product of it. So
It's gonna be
you
trouble,
got
trouble if you
man,
don't
you
do
got to
if you don't
choose your
have it.
price target first. You have
Um,
to have an idea of where it's gonna go. That's gonna guide your direction and your time and how long it's gonna get there.
can you peep something for me, man? I have a
Sure.
penny pick to click, man.
hmm
WIMI. It's a cloud, hologram cloud. It's a Chinese ADR. The pullback has come. Um, the base was building, had some volume coming in, and I'm I caught a base breakout, but it's pulling back to support. I just want to see, I mean, I'm wavering on this, man, but it was one of my picks. I'm watching. I'm actually in it right now, and I'll sell cover calls against the pullback on it.
That's what's up. Like okay, I guess closing out. I could show right now. I'm holding a small. I've been attempting to uh get better with this MP4 and setting
Mm,
these lots and different things. So I have a, little mini short on Tesla that I'm gonna let hold till Monday. Like I said, I'm expecting Monday to be a little down, especially after
you
the
in
last
profit,
10
aren't you?
minutes of the mark. A little bit,
Okay.
but this is what I guess from right now just till Monday, I'm gonna definitely exit out of this on Monday, no matter what the profit is. But because I'm expecting the next few days to be pretty good, so like I said, I'll be looking for probably Apple. I'm thinking I may do Apple. I like their chart the best. It's still
It's
it
ready. It just
hasn't
hadn't
broken.
popped above
Yeah,
that.
it's ready to pop. So, man, let me pull up Apple real quick.
That's one. If I trade Apple or AMD, I need to buy enough time because it pulls back. They tend to kind of do a little, not a false move, but a test, and
hmm
then 2 weeks later, after expiration, it hits where the target that we had established.
And it's just consolidating real nice. I mean, Apple could come. I mean, see, and it don't have to be much, but from 117 to 122 over 3 or 4 days, like Apple could hit 122 by
That's a
Friday,
few
next
$100.
Friday. That's a few hundred exactly. So, you know, That's, something small, simple. Don't make it too hard. And don't try to hit a home run every time, man. The base hits is what hey, tell them, Scout. The base hits is what keep you employed, bro.
Yeah, keep you going keep you going to the series, dog.
Come on now.
Shout out to
So,
Tampa Bay.
you know,
Um,
so that's my get go. But hopefully, I mean, what would be good is, Tesla have a little, or somebody get a little panicky, and
oh, they
shit,
selling those
flash
shit.
down, flash down $10 to $20 on Monday. I'm gonna be
I will add.
I might be all
I'll
right
buy
for the
in.
week.
Yeah, you sucker. Yeah, go ahead.
And what's the
The
trip?
pullback's coming.
What's the trip? Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I didn't show it on the daily. The pullback is coming because this was a real strong move. So we still got some support areas to test. But don't get it twisted though. Tesla going back up though. So I'm gonna take it right back up.
You see how when he said he was short in Tesla, he said it with, he was like, brother say humble.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
said,
Don't get it twisted. This
I
just
want to
so Monday.
humbly. He put the silent. I humbly tell you that I shorted Tesla.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Well,
I'm testing out this platform to see, how my lot sizes do. So you see I got a nice little
you got to set up for it.
right, it hit my resistance area, hit the fit fan. It's due to bounce down to my alligator. So that's what I'm expecting. We hit down here, I'll be all right.
Well, I'm long Tesla, man.
I'll be able to have a couple steaks for lunch.
I'm long Tesla from 412. That's a long term buy and hold. That's a retirement play for me.
Yeah,
So
most definitely.
it pulls
Tesla
back.
seeing
I'm
1K
gonna gobble up more
soon.
And well, I don't. Let's see what time it is.
Yeah, man, we about 15 minutes over, so
Look,
it's good.
I'm gonna stop recording. We're
And
gonna shut it down, but I'll stay. I'm gonna stay on for probably 10 minutes after and hit just a couple of charts for extra people who dropped it in there, guys. And then when my son gets back with the food for the family, uh, I'm gonna abruptly come to a halt.
see, that's what I'm saying. It's about that time for me,
Yeah,
and I need to get some tea. I lost my voice
I
last
hear it,
night
dog. You sound like,
with the yeah, man. Jeezy had me too crunk, man.
oh, that's why you
I was
posted
watching the verses, man. I was
Thug
too crunk.
Motivation. You posted his
Man, I
first
love
album on
Jeezy,
there
man.
on
I love Jeezy. So yeah, I lost my voice, and so I'm gonna go get me some tea.
well,
My wife and my son, Noah was like, "Dad, over a concert, hey man, you just don't know."
it touched the heart.
Glad Jeezy did his thing. So
Guys, Trading for a Living by Alexander Elder. Please get it. We're coming. I put the link to the to our to the tell them more about the options class. I promise you guys, you're gonna make money. Now,
I mean,
I'm not
because
gonna
you're
say
gonna
how
have
much.
the skill, you're gonna have the process. And one thing that folks don't realize until well after, and sometimes I don't even think some of our previous students have realized it yet, but they can make money whenever they want to. It ain't they don't have
You
to
can
put in
fish.
no application. They don't have to, I mean, well, aside from getting an account, but as long as you got a bank account and, some decent, tax returns, whatever, you should be able to get an account. But outside of that, it ain't nobody telling you can't come in here, or you can't do folks can go into the hey, I see this, I understand this. I know some folks that's in healthcare, in the healthcare industry, and so they look at healthcare companies, and this healthcare company coming up and they got this coming, so I'm gonna put this little bit here and make 2 3 4,000 on whatever. So like, man,
You
look,
focus on protecting your
it's
investment as
about the
well.
process. It's
Uh,
about the process. You're gonna learn a process and a skill that, I mean, can't nobody take from you.
when
And
look,
when folks realize how powerful it is, that's when it's like, oh, so I really can just do this. Like, yeah, you really can.
Alexander Elder is his name. Mo, the okay, a lot of I paid money for options courses, and I had a lot of videos where I watched videos, and I didn't get the chance to interact with my instructor. He it was a
Nope.
recorded setup. This live. This is I said 5 students. Mo wants 10. just get in there, and if
I
we
love
split up,
people, bro.
if we split the class, and I'm quiet, I'm not a quiet dude, but if we'll split it up if necessary. But it's one on one, but it's a group, it's a small group.
We want to keep it intimate. We definitely won't have any more than 10. We never have any more than 10. We
Because
want to keep it intimate so that we can address everybody and their, specific questions as we go through, the material. And it's not hard to catch on to. And like I said, it's about the process. You're going to get a good, decent process to, approach, um, any, you looking at this Tesla,
yeah,
by next week, or well, not next week, but after we had a course, you'll be able to look at this Tesla and say, okay, well, I'm going to wait till it hits such and such support area. After I've looked up Tesla, because I know Tesla is the bomb. And then when it hit this support area, this the option I'm going to be looking for because it has this, and it has this.
and
And I'm going to just
guys,
wait for the trade to come to me.
if you have, you just take your time and work it out, and study. We're going to give it to you. We're going to give you everything we have. If you
Yep.
don't feel it's time right now, that you're not ready, look, here's my YouTube link. I put all of our market wrap ups on there,
Yep.
and go to
I
this
need to get
link right
started on
here.
that.
It's over almost 100 hours of content, study
Yep.
content. Dig in, get it. Then when it's time to tailor fit that process to you, because you can't do the cookie cutter, because we all have different emotional, we're
Yep.
wound differently. That's what we're going to focus to, where you cultivate your own process and you go out and
Yep.
fish on your own. You go
Yep.
to a different end of the dock. Maybe you go out in the boat and fish, you
Yep.
know, but we all
But we're gonna
fish.
make sure you got the right fishing rods and the right bait
You
and
got
how to pick the right
the
bait.
equipment is there. And
Equipment is everything, man. How
so
you cast is everything, man. How you
so
reel it in is everything. Come
come
on,
on
man.
in, join
Come
us.
on, man.
And if it's not,
And yo, they still recorded. And you gonna get recordings,
you
but
will
it's
get,
live
and then you
though.
get copies of the session at the end of it. So you still have copies, because I'm not a fan of paying $1,000 and I cannot talk to the person who created the system, because I have questions.
Yep.
I have questions like, so what do I do here? So I'm open to market. I open the trading room up every morning. You come in there and watch me trade. Mo will hop in. Uh, a lot of times I won't do a lot of talking, but if during the classes, you guys have the privy, you have the rights question, and it's my job to answer. It's Mo's job to answer, and we figure it out.
Yep.
So I would really invest in that process. That was a game changer for me. By reading books, watching videos, I found a mentor. And I talked to my wife. I saved my money up. I went to him. That it wasn't marketed,
I
mass
did the
marketed.
exact same thing.
I can't do the mass market. Go to the website and never meet that guy, and calling and get the secretary. I want to talk to dude after he said, "Man, let me finish this. I'm eating a burrito from Chipotle. I'll call you back." That's the dude that I want to, if he's understands the market. So that's what you're getting with us, and then you guys go on from there, man.
It's only
Uh,
right.
let me hit the stop on this. Stop recording, guys. Thank y'all. I'll stay on for another 10 minutes.
I'm
If you
about
want
to
to
go
ask
give me some
questions,
little crub, my
get that
brother.
tea.